Hi everyone, I'm Sean Callebs, and right now we are driving from the city of Kabul to Bamyan. Bamyan, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful historic cities in all of Afghanistan. And I've been there before, but what makes it different this time is we are driving, and that has been the story of this trip. All the times I've been to Afghanistan, I've never been able to drive on the roads. For example, Bamyan is only about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive from Kabul, but this city, this area where we are now, kept me and virtually everyone else, Afghans who worked for the U.S. journalists and Western journalists, they were unable to make this drive because of this town of Wardock. It has always been a Taliban stronghold, so people had to be concerned about IEDs, they had to be concerned about tolls or barriers or checkpoints that had been set up, all kinds of things, because this was the bad area. This was the area to be concerned about. And it has really been amazing to make this trip. We also drove through the southeastern area of Afghanistan, again, another Taliban stronghold, and driving through there, we were greeted by many Taliban soldiers, and they basically wanted to just take selfies with us, ask us where we were from, why we were in Afghanistan. So it's been very amazing. And the thing we have been doing, though, is chronicling this, taking all kinds of photos. We met a Nomad who was just off the side of the road, living in tents. While the men were working in other areas, there were women in the tents, and so we weren't allowed, of course, to go down there and shoot. The scenics that we saw were just breathtaking. And we went over one area, a high pass in Paktika, where it had really been one of the most dangerous fighting areas between the U.S. and Taliban troops. And we stopped there, and we were actually able to find cartridges from AK-47s and perhaps some from U.S. military weapons. They were rusted. It was difficult to tell where the shell was from. So many things. The children, the smiling faces of all the children in Afghanistan. I think we're all going to take home memories of that. And of course, the weather conditions, the absolute pouring rain, the monsoons that were coming in from India and Pakistan. They left their mark on the terrain. We had to navigate our way through those because the roads were being washed away. And if we didn't get out in time, we would have been stuck in Paktika for days. We wouldn't be able to do the rest of the reports that we did. And then getting inside the city of Kabul, we're able to drive around much more freely now than we were able to. You could see the blast walls that the U.S. troops, the U.S. Left behind. They've left behind a very well protected Kabul, but now all these are painted with signs that are anti-American, pro-Taliban. The one thing that people do say to us is they're glad they have security in this country. However, at what price? And again, the serious story right now in this country is just severe hunger, poverty. 50% of the people in this country are facing acute starvation, serious hunger problems. What's the answer? The Taliban has provided security, but at what cost? Many people are very concerned about what's going to happen once winter comes. Is there going to be enough food? And with the food crisis going on in Ukraine and Russia, it's just going to make the situation here much more difficult as cold really settles into this area. After all of Afghanistan has been through, the last thing that people in this country need is to die of hunger. Again, I'm Sean Callebs, driving on the way to Bamyan.